Hello everyone, I'm Dean Burrows.
My name is Declan Loomis.
I'm Andrew Mina.
I'm Jorge Del Rio.
I'm Aiden Roig.
Dorian Chet.
I'm Ileana Stilson.
And we are Team 25001, and this is our drone-based object awareness and avoidance system, or DVEPS Lite. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Dr. Benjamin Cromie and Ian Carr from BAE Systems, and our mentor, Dr. Mike.
Our project focuses on developing an autonomous drone system designed to navigate safely in environments where visibility is limited. The idea is to equip the drone with smart sensing and onboard processing so it can detect obstacles, adjust its flight path, and send important data back to an operator in real time.
Requirement 112, the drone platform shall sustain flight at a minimum speed of 5 meters per second. Requirement 2 is the system shall autonomously react to objects to avoid collisions. And we have some requirements related to our optical payload, such as that it shall detect objects at distances of less than or equal to 20 meters. And then the LiDAR as well as the camera should both detect a 2-inch linear cross-section. Lastly, moving on to back at our home base, we have the ground control station shall provide the operator with a GUI that allows them to easily view data sent from the drone. So the time budget was a key factor in designing this system. So beginning with the processing aspect of our timeline, we had a second to process the data, which was both 5 video frames as well as 5 LiDAR scans. We then had to make a decision based off that and transmit that motor control from our onboard processor to the flight controller. From there, the flight controller would output this motor control, and it had 2 seconds for our drone to physically stop with that 1 meter buffer so that we don't hit the object.
The DVEPS Lite system integrates LiDAR and camera-based imaging to ensure reliable obstacle detection and safe navigation. LiDAR provides accurate distance measurements while the camera offers high-resolution visual data for the object detection and context awareness. By combining both technologies, the system compensates for the overall limitations of each, enhancing overall situational awareness. We worked with our sponsors, BAE Systems, to come up with a preferred design concept due to its feasibility, cost, and weight. When simulated in MATLAB, this design consisted of 4 static mirrors and a 1D scanning LiDAR, which produced an X scan pattern with a horizontal line through the center. By using mirror rotation matrices to map incident rays to reflected rays, we can use vector calculus to determine the scan pattern at 20 meters. In the simulation, we were able to take into account beam divergence, the scan rate, and the sampling rate of the LiDAR to get an accurate resulting scan pattern. Using the boundary thresholding, we can test the simulated design's ability to detect 2-inch linear cross-sections based on the scan patterns. We then performed subsystem testing with the LiDAR and camera, and were able to verify that the camera and LiDAR scanning designs are able to detect 2-inch linear cross-sections at 20 meters.
Out of the 12 cameras we analyzed for the 2-inch linear cross-section at 20 meters, we decided to go with the microcontroller brand due to the lightweight and cost-effectiveness of them. From there, we landed on the Raspberry Pi V2.
To verify our optical simulations, a suitable mount was developed to hold the LiDAR and mirrors at precise angles needed for the crosshair. The design process for this mount involved 7 fully 3D printed and tested iterations of the mounting setup, along with supplemental fixturing. PLA 3D printing was a preferred method of prototyping because of its speed, accessibility, and similarity with our final design. Making prototypes with the same manufacturing process as the final part improved the usefulness and testing application of each prototype. This was our first iteration, dubbed the Golden Goose. It held the mirrors at the correct angles, but really lacked in stability and rigidity. This is our second one, the Green Goblin, where we added a frame mounting setup that was ultimately not used because it interfered with the LiDAR reflecting back to its sensor. This is our final design, the Dark Light, with its stability pivots, PiCam mounting face, and strong rigidity.
The next challenge faced by the mechanical subteam was mounting the optical setups to the drone in a way that was both stable and could account for the tilt of the drone in flight. In order to accomplish this in a way that was effective but did not place extra strain on the software team, a linear actuator setup with custom swivel points was adopted. A lightweight and easily programmable linear actuator was chosen, while the hinges were created by adding tabs to the mirror mount, which fit into brackets attached to the drone landing struts, as seen right here, and we have the linear actuator right here. In order to ensure smooth connections, bearings were inserted between the tabs and the brackets, while rubber sheets were used to isolate the optical payload from any vibrations. Through these innovations, we were able to design a system that effectively accounts for the angular offset of the camera and LiDAR caused by the tilt of the drone in flight, while at the same time keeping the optical instruments stable.
We're in processing, we're using the Jetson RN Nano that is optimized for computer vision tasks. It provides the GPU acceleration that we need to handle real-time image and LiDAR data processing, while staying power efficient and compact for integration on the drone. The PigSock 6X is our flight controller of choice due to its advanced support for autonomous flight, which is crucial for our custom behavior logic. Finally, we integrated reliable telemetry and video transmission systems, including a digital video transmitter and a SICK radio, ensuring consistent communication between the drone and the ground control station.
Moving on to our ground control station, where we're controlling all of our drone from. So on the top left, you'll see our live video feed. On the top right, you'll see our plotted LiDAR sample data. On the bottom left, you'll see the map where you can set waypoints that our drone will navigate to. And on the bottom right, you'll see the different commands we can do, such as land, as well as our emergency commands, which are hover and land. Moving on to the second page, what is our logs page. On the top, you'll see our drone logs, which logs all the things, the telemetry we're receiving from the drone, such as GPS position, altitude, battery percentage, things such as that. And then on the bottom is the user logs, so that's every time a user clicks any button at all on our GUI, such as setting those waypoints. Now lastly, our last tab within the ground control station is the settings tab. So we have some basic settings here that the user can set, such as the velocity that the drone is going to fly at, as well as the height that it will fly at, and then also some nice things with the map, which is the starting position when you load up the application, as well as being able to download offline tiles for the map so you can use it when you're not connected to the internet.
In order for the software to be able to run within our 1 second time analysis budget, our software will be written asynchronously using ROS nodes. We have several different nodes. We have a LiDAR analysis, a camera analysis, a LiDAR capture and image capture, a decision controller, and a flight command export. The LiDAR and camera captures our images, and they pass that on to the analysis. The analysis tries to find objects. If there's objects, it passes the objects to the decision controller. The decision controller needs to decide if there's an object that's a threat to the drone. If there is, it'll command the flight controller to stop.
As of recording, our drone unfortunately does not fly. This has hindered our ability to do integrated testing while we do our best to get off the ground. However, we have several subsystem verification passes that when integrated with the drone, we are confident will lead to successful object detection and stopping. The LiDAR crosshair works as designed and scans the entirety of the drone hitbox. We can detect a 2-inch linear cross-section with our LiDAR system and with our camera. We can arm the drone using our ground control station. We can receive and display telemetry from the drone to the ground control station using our video transmitter. Simulations have also shown our software autonomously controlling the drone successfully.
Overall, we successfully integrated and demonstrated key components of our system. We finalized the iteration of our optical payload mount, incorporating LiDAR detection to enhance spatial awareness, a working actuator mechanism ensuring optimal payload orientation, and achieve real-time transmission of live video feed from our Raspberry Pi camera to our ground control station. Our imaging pipeline effectively detected and bounded objects, validating our approach to visual processing. While we are not done yet, we are confident that our system can be successful in creating a robust and synchronized aerial perception system. Thank you to our sponsors again, Ben and Ian, our mentor, Dr. Mike, Dr. Dae-Wook Kim for cutting our mirrors, and Dr. Lee and Dr. Didden. Finally, thank you so much for watching and hope to see you at Design Day.